Hey everyone, and welcome back. You know as well as I do how tricky it can be to give each student exactly what they need to learn best, especially when you've got a whole classroom of different learners.
Yeah, that's the age-old challenge, isn't it?
But thankfully, there's a ton of buzz around this whole idea of using AI for personalized learning. That's what we're diving into today.
It really does feel like we're on the edge of something big.
We talk a lot about personalized learning, but what does it actually mean?
So, at its heart, personalized learning is about ditching that one-size-fits-all model that honestly just doesn't work. Every student comes in with different strengths, weaknesses, and ways they like to learn, right?
Right.
But traditional classrooms struggle to keep up with that. Some kids get bored, others get left behind, and nobody wins. AI could help us bridge that gap.
That's the exciting part. So how can AI actually help us tailor the learning experience for every student in a classroom?
Well, one of the most powerful things AI can do is analyze all that student data we have.
You mean like grades and test scores?
Yeah, that too. But it's way more than that. AI can track how a student's doing on assignments, how long they spend on certain problems, even what kind of mistakes they're making. It's like having a detective uncovering hidden clues about how each student learns best.
I like that, the detective analogy.
And by spotting those patterns, we can figure out what each student needs.
So it can help you figure out if a student's a visual learner or maybe needs more hands-on activities.
Exactly. AI could suggest specific resources, learning activities, even the best way to present information for that particular student.
Mind-blowing. And I think that's a perfect segue into talking about adaptive learning. I keep hearing that term. So what is that all about?
Well, adaptive learning is like having a textbook or a program that changes itself to match each student.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
for example, an AI system could figure out when a student's sailing through a math lesson and bump up the difficulty. Or if they're struggling, it could offer more support, maybe break things down into smaller steps. It's all about keeping everyone challenged at their own level.
That makes so much sense. No more bored geniuses and no more kids falling through the cracks.
Exactly. Everyone's moving forward at a pace that works for them.
Speaking of personalized support, what about intelligent tutoring systems? Are those as cool as they sound?
Intelligent tutoring systems are like having a personal tutor available anytime, anywhere.
Wow.
The student gets stuck, the system jumps in with personalized hints, explanations, or maybe walks them through an example.
Amazing. So it's like they always have a helping hand, even if you're not available right that second.
Exactly. And some students might find it easier to ask a virtual tutor a question than raise their hand in class. It can help with those confidence issues too.
Definitely. Now, all this personalized learning leads us to another challenge: assessments. How can we make sure we're measuring what students actually know when their needs are so different?
That's where AI can help us create much more flexible and personalized assessments.
Oh, like ditching the standardized tests.
Well, those have their place sometimes, but they don't always paint the whole picture, do they? AI could help us build tests that adapt to each student.
How does that work?
So imagine a student aces the first few questions. The test could then give them progressively harder questions, really challenging them to show what they know.
Right.
But if they struggle, the test could offer easier questions to pinpoint where they need more help.
So you can really zero in on what they do and don't understand.
Precisely. That gives teachers incredibly valuable information for planning lessons and targeting interventions. It's so much more helpful than just a letter grade on a test.
I can definitely see how powerful that would be. And one more thing I have to ask about real-time feedback. I know my students get discouraged when they have to wait forever to find out how they did. Can AI help with that?
Oh, absolutely. This is one of the areas where AI shines. Think about this. A student submits an essay. Within seconds, they get feedback on grammar, organization, word choice, you name it.
Wow. It's like having a personal editor for every student.
Exactly. AI can do that. That immediate feedback keeps students engaged and helps them learn from their mistakes right away.
It really sounds like AI has the potential to completely change how we teach and how students learn, helping us move away from that one-size-fits-all approach and embrace the uniqueness of every learner.
It really does. It's about meeting students where they are, giving them the tools and support they need, and letting them learn at their own pace. It's pretty amazing to think about.
It really is. Well, folks, there you have it. Our deep dive into how AI is paving the way for personalized learning. It's an exciting time to be in education, and who knows what amazing breakthroughs are just around the corner. What do you think will be the biggest impact of AI on your classroom, and how will you use it to help your students succeed?
That's the question we all need to be asking ourselves.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.